Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're joining this live stream from. I'm Jess Marcy. I'm a clutter coach, and the purpose of today's live stream is to talk about the free clutter class that I am offering starting next week, weekly, moving forward. So, a little background, and as you join live, please say hello in the comments so I can say hi to you also. I started off my professional organizing business as a traditional professional organizer, somebody who went into your house and helped you declutter. I quickly realized that there were a lot of barriers to getting help with your clutter. One was financial, another was shame. And I felt like when I was working with my clients, I wasn't really tailoring the work to each client. I was basically teaching a new skill set to my clients, but it was the same skill sets. I was asking the same questions. I was a supportive person to everyone. I guess I found myself in the same support role to all of my clients. I would get so many people who would message me or reach out to me or call me just to inquire about hiring and then find out that they couldn't afford to hire me to come and work with them one on one, or they really just didn't want me to come into their house. There's just so much shame around clutter. And the idea of letting somebody, a stranger, come into your house was just too overwhelming. So in November ish of 2019, I decided to shift gears a little bit and start doing workshops. Actually, it was a little earlier, maybe early in 2019. Start doing workshops in local libraries and at businesses and schools, churches, synagogues, basically whoever wanted me. I would do a workshop, which typically was free to participants. I would get paid by the library or whatever, or maybe it was $10 per person, a very low cost option for people to come and learn about the basics of home organization and decluttering. If you've been around here for a while, you know the rest of the story. In February of 2020, I decided to try to do this workshop online on Facebook as a week-long boot camp event. So like every day there was a lesson and action steps to take. And that first clutter boot camp, which I ran in February of 2020, had 3,500 people sign up for it. Then the pandemic happened and everyone was forced home, and my entire business transitioned to the online Facebook platform. And the rest, as they say, is history. At this point, I've hosted well over 50 clutter boot camps. I've continued to do clutter classes and presentations locally. In fact, I have one tonight for a group of social workers. I'm very excited to talk to them. And as our communities are growing organically on Facebook, there's a lot of people, folks who are coming into our It's All Clutter group, which is our free Facebook group, but haven't had the basics that I would teach in a clutter boot camp or a workshop that I would do at a library or something like that. So I really want to provide an opportunity to teach these foundational skills, these basic concepts, what I believe are really the core things that you need to grasp to move forward with your clutter, the core concepts, principles, mindset shifts, and real easy action steps that you can take to start to get ahead. I want everyone to be on that same foundation inside of our communities. And I want to continue to make this information readily available to as many people as possible. So I've been trying different ways to figure out how to do this, but I've landed on giving a free clutter class every Wednesday at noon Eastern, just weekly. So when you join our community, this is an opportunity to hear this presentation, learn these foundational concepts, and then that takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and then have a little bit of time, 20, 30, 40 minutes to pick my brain and ask me questions specific to your situation. So that is what the free clutter class is all about. Now, I know this time is not going to be convenient for everyone, and I apologize for that in advance. It is incredibly difficult to schedule around my schedule and millions of other people's schedules. But what I will also do is video record one of the classes and make it available. If you cannot join in person, then you can at least watch a recorded version of the class. There will be no selling during this class. I will maybe briefly touch on how we put together programs and communities right now, only because it's relevant to the topic. Building community is a huge part of tackling clutter, something that's missing from most other clutter busting programs. But there will be no offers sold to you, nothing like that. You will have an opportunity after the class, if you're interested in continuing to work with me and my team, to receive the information that you want about that. But that is not the purpose of the class, is not to get you into another program. It truly is to teach these foundational skills. So when you're in our communities and you hear something like stop the flow in, or floor space isn't storage space, you have more context, or a box a day, or the whatever it is that we're talking about, you have more context about what is happening. You're able to take these steps on your own, and everyone's just kind of on the same page. So if you are already in a program, you're more than welcome to join as many of these free clutter classes as you want. They will always cover the same topics. It will always be foundational stuff. But I think it's always great to go back to your roots, go back to the foundation. Sometimes as we go along with our decluttering, we forget the beginning steps, which can be really powerful at every point in the decluttering process. So you're always welcome to join one of our free clutter classes that will be starting next Wednesday. You do need to sign up in advance. So there will be, I don't know, a link or something. Somebody will put a link somewhere. I will try and put it everywhere so that you can sign up. I would encourage you to please invite your friends, invite your family members. The class will take place on Zoom. You do not need to be on Facebook to get this information. And yeah, just invite as many people as you would like for free clutter class. So that is what is happening starting next Wednesday at noon Eastern, which is 11 Central, 10 Mountain, and 9 Pacific time. And then if you're in the UK, I believe it is 5 p.m. if you're on UK time. Anyway, just New York time, 12 Eastern. All right. I hope to see many of you in Clutter Class starting next week. And if you have any additional questions, just pop them into the comments here. I'll come back in a couple of hours, check the questions, answer them. Mary Margaret, I love working with you. Thank you for being here. Fatima, you also, I love working with you. And yes, we're always looking for ways to help everyone on their decluttering journey. And I'm really excited about this free clutter class. I think it's going to be a good way to connect every week, go back to basics, and share really important information with folks who haven't heard it before. All right, so happy Thursday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope if you have plans for Memorial Day weekend, you have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I look forward to catching up with everybody next week during our first free clutter class. Bye for now.